Good evening, everyone. I'm Sheba. This is Sheba's Creations. I'm so excited because I'm about to start um, my first video too, my first garden. I'm going to do containers for my vegetables. So I just want to start this journey, and then we can see how it goes. This is my first time doing it. I'm not a professional or anything like that, but what I'm going to start off with is some okra. So I have my containers here, and I just hope I don't make a mess all over the place. But I'm going to start by filling up. Already making a mess. Just putting a little bit at the bottom to cover it, because it says to make them container deep. So, because they sprout out pretty big, so I'm just making a little divot in there. I've now dusted, sorry, dirt all over the table and all over my phone. But I just make a little hole right there so I can put the little plant in there. So now we're gonna get our first one out of here. Just gonna take one from the end. It seems pretty strong. They're already starting to kind of grow together. They're commingling. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna squeeze it so I can try to loosen the dirt some. So that way I can pluck it out without losing any of the roots. Ooh, look at there. So this one is pretty big and full, so I'm gonna put this one in the big pot. So I'm just going to move the dirt around it and kind of pat it down just a little bit. Not too much pressure, I don't want to break the roots. But I did a little YouTubing, so I know they said to kind of pack it down a little bit. So now I'm going to pull out the next one. And again, I just kind of squeeze it a little bit to loosen it, so that way, voila, you pull it out. And so they already smell good. The plants, yes. So I'm just gonna reach in here this time and get a handful and see if that keeps the mess to a minimum. I know I can't be neat and be gardening, I know, but at least I don't mind getting my hands dirty. So we're gonna get a little bit more here, and then it says that they should need about 6 hours of straight sunlight. So, okay, I'm gonna try to pour this in again, because that's making a bigger mess. So I'm just gonna dump it all in there. Again, this is gonna be trial and error, so we just see how it works. I can't wait. And these, I don't think it actually take them that long. I need to look it up to make sure I don't need to have any stalk or anything for them to grow beside. But it seems like they grow pretty good straight up by themselves. So I'm patting it down off in there. Alrighty. So I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna water them all at the same time, but let me show y'all what I've done so far. See, I've kind of patted it in like that. Make it a little tight so it can hold the water. Same thing with this one. So what I used is just some seed starting mix that I got. It's supposed to have all kind of good little nutrients and all kind of good stuff in there. So that way I don't have to worry about buying it all separately. So I'm gonna put those to the side. We'll water them shortly. But I want to start my seedlings for my broccoli and my cabbage. So I'm just going to get a little bit of this starter and just fill it up at the bottom. Because it says I should put it about 1/2 inch deep. So these require some room. So what I'm going to do is get just one seed. Well, if it lets me in. I should have cut these open before I got started. I don't want to tear up the bag. Oh, there's a seed. Wow. Okay, this is the cabbage. I got to remember which one I put it in, too. I think I'm going to try 2 just in case to see what happened. To make sure something takes. I think I should. Look how small they are. I better be on the safe side and just do what it says. And just do 1. So I'm going to put 1 little seedling in. I'm going to put a little dirt back on top of it. Do a little pat down. Okay. So that one is done. That's the cabbage. So now we're going to do the broccoli. I'm going to mark it and make sure I know which side is which so I can see. I mean, I'm sure once it starts growing, I'll know. But just because I want to be curious just to see how it turns out. Alrighty, broccoli. Because the seeds basically look the same. It still looks the same. So I don't want to get them mixed up. So I'm going to just drop 1 seed. And they're both about the same as far as the gestation and like how far apart they can be. So it says to start them indoors. So I'm going to start the little seedlings indoors. And so there you have it. I packed them down off in there. And I'm going to get a little water and water everybody down and see what we get. Oh, I'm gonna have to get a little container underneath because I'm gonna kind of saturate them for right now. Whoa, that was a bit too much saturation. It's probably gonna come out the bottom of the bag. But I'm very optimistic. So I'm getting them ready. So I will be putting them outside for their full effect of sun. I'll probably put them out front so my dog don't get to them. And then we're gonna see what happens. Stay tuned, everybody.